Last Tuesday, my sister Renee posted a picture of her kids jumping on mom's couch with the caption, "New house, who dis?" 137 likes in 2 hours. What she didn't know was mom signed that house over to me 3 days before she died. By Friday, the U-Haul was in the driveway, and the sheriff was handing Renee an eviction notice while the neighbors filmed everything. My name is Valerie Porter, 54 years old from Dayton, Ohio. And this is exactly how it happened. I'm Valerie, just a regular middle school secretary with 2 grown boys and a 10-year-old rescue dog named Buster. Mom, Doris Jean Porter, lived in the same little 3-bedroom ranch on Maplewood Drive since 1972. My older sister Renee moved to Charlotte, North Carolina 10 years ago with her husband Brad and their 2 teenagers. Renee always had the bigger wedding, the newer SUV, and the louder laugh. When mom got diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer 15 months ago, Renee sent a flower arrangement one time and called on Christmas Eve. I quit my job, turned my spare bedroom into a hospital room, and took care of mom every single day. I was there for every doctor visit, every midnight crying spell, and every time she needed more pain medicine. Renee flew in exactly twice. The second time was the day mom went to the hospice. She stayed 4 hours, took a few selfies with mom, hugged me, and caught the red eye home. That was the last time she saw mom alive. If this one already has your blood pumping, hit that subscribe button right now and drop a comment telling me what state or town you're watching from. I read every single one, and I promise. Let's see how many of us are out here tonight. Mom passed on a quiet Monday morning in early March. I was holding her hand when she took her last breath. The funeral was Tuesday at the Little Methodist Church on Main Street. Renee flew in Monday night, wore huge black sunglasses the whole time, cried loud enough for the front 3 rows to hear, and gave a speech about what a perfect daughter she had been. She hugged me at the cemetery, whispered, "Call me if you need anything," and was on a plane back to Charlotte by Wednesday noon. Thursday morning, I was standing in the cereal aisle at Kroger when my phone started blowing up. First, it was my cousin Tammy texting a screenshot, then my neighbor Donna, then 3 ladies from mom's old bowling league, all the same picture, Renee's teenage daughter and son jumping on mom's green floral couch, arms in the air, big grins. The caption read, "Officially moving into mom's house this weekend. New chapter starts now." She used 3 champagne emojis and tagged half the family. By the time I got to the checkout, the post had 92 likes and comments like, "So happy for you," and "Your mom is smiling down." I paid for my groceries, loaded them in the trunk, and just sat in the car for a minute staring at the screen. My hands were shaking, not from sadness, but from pure anger. I called Renee. She picked up on the second ring singing, "Hey Val, we're already packing. Brad found a U-Haul deal. We'll be there Friday morning. House is mine now, right?" I could hear her kids laughing in the background. I took a slow breath and said, "Safe travels, Renee." That was all. She laughed and said, "See you this weekend," and hung up. By lunchtime, the whole town knew. My phone would not stop. Neighbors driving by mom's house texted me pictures of Renee's husband Brad measuring windows for new blinds. Someone posted in the Dayton Moms Facebook group asking if anyone wanted free moving boxes because a family is moving into the Porter house on Maplewood. I read every comment with my stomach in knots. People who hadn't checked on mom in 10 years were congratulating Renee like she had won the lottery. I drove to mom's house that afternoon just to water the plants and make sure everything was locked. The place still smelled like her, coffee, and Avon lotion. I sat down on that same green couch and opened Facebook again. Renee had added a countdown, 48 hours until keys in hand, with a little house emoji, 200 likes now. I scrolled through the comments and saw my own cousin write, "You deserve this after everything you did for Aunt Doris." I almost threw my phone across the room. All I could think about was mom whispering to me the week before she died, voice barely there, "Don't let Renee sell my house the first chance she gets." I promised her I wouldn't. And there was Renee planning to have the carpets ripped out before mom was even cold in the ground. I knew exactly what I had to do. I opened the fire safe under mom's bed, took out the manila envelope with the new deed inside, and made up my mind right then. Renee wanted to move in? Fine. I would let her get all the way to the front door before I shut it for good. That same Thursday night, I sat at Mom's kitchen table with the house dark and quiet around me. The only light came from the little lamp over the stove, the one she always left on for us kids. I opened the fire safe under her bed and pulled out the manila envelope. Inside was the quitclaim deed Mom signed 9 days before she passed. She had been so weak that day, but her handwriting was still perfect. Valerie Ann Porter in big letters across every line that mattered. Our family lawyer, Carla Hensley, witnessed it, and the hospice nurse notarized it right there at the table, while Mom sipped apple juice through a straw. I drove to the courthouse myself the next morning and recorded it. 100% mine, legal and final. I made 6 color copies, slid one set into a fresh envelope marked Sheriff in black Sharpie, and called Carla on her cell. She picked up on the first ring. "Val, I figured you'd call tonight. You want me to phone the sheriff's civil division?" I told her yes, and that I needed someone at the house tomorrow afternoon. She said, "Give me 2 hours, honey. Deputy Alvarez owes me a favor from 20 years ago." I thanked her, hung up, and just sat there running my fingers over Mom's signature until the words blurred. Then I did the practical things. I changed every lock on the house the next morning. Took me 45 minutes at Home Depot and another hour to install them myself. I left the old keys on the counter like nothing had happened. I stopped by the courthouse on the way home and picked up a certified copy with the raised seal, the one that makes deputies move fast. I put on Mom's favorite lavender cardigan, the soft one she wore every evening, and packed the envelope, the certified copy, and my phone in my purse. I set 3 alarms for 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and 8 a.m. because I knew I would not sleep anyway. Friday morning, I drank 2 cups of coffee and drove to Maplewood Drive. The street looked exactly the same. Mrs. Henderson watering her roses, Mr. Carter walking his beagle, kids waiting for the school bus. I parked 2 houses down, rolled the windows halfway, and waited. At 9:12 a.m., the big orange U-Haul turned the corner. Renee's white SUV was right behind it. I watched her jump out in yoga pants and a ponytail, waving her arms like she was directing an airplane. Brad started unloading boxes labeled kitchen and master bedroom. The movers carried in a brand new leather recliner still wrapped in plastic. Renee took a selfie on the front porch and posted it, "Home sweet home," with a heart eyes emoji. I waited until the driveway was full of boxes and the movers were carrying in her dining room table before I stepped out of my car. Renee spotted me and waved like we were best friends. "Val, perfect timing. Help me pick where the TV goes." I smiled, waved back, and kept walking straight past her to the sheriff's cruiser pulling up at the curb. Deputy Alvarez got out, adjusted his hat, and took the certified deed from my hand. Renee's smile froze when she saw the cruiser lights flick on. I stood on the porch in Mom's lavender cardigan and watched the exact moment my sister realized the new chapter she posted about belonged to someone else. Friday afternoon hit 3:47 p.m., and the street looked like moving day in any small Ohio town. 2 movers in gray t-shirts wrestled Renee's king-size mattress up the front walk, while Brad carried a flat screen still in the Best Buy box. Renee stood in the driveway in her Charlotte Hornets hoodie, phone in one hand, iced Starbucks in the other, directing traffic like she had already lived there 10 years. She saw my car pull up and waved with a huge grin. "Val, come see where I'm putting Mom's china cabinet." I gave her a little wave back, grabbed the manila envelope off the passenger seat, and walked straight past her to the sheriff's cruiser parking at the curb. Deputy Alvarez stepped out, boots hitting the pavement with that solid sound everybody recognizes. He was tall, polite, and all business. I handed him the certified copy of the deed with the courthouse seal still shiny. He glanced at it, nodded once, and said loud enough for the whole yard to hear, "Ma'am, this property transferred to Valerie Ann Porter on March 12th. You folks are trespassing." Renee's Starbucks cup stopped halfway to her mouth. She laughed like it was a prank. "Wait, what? This is my mother's house." Deputy Alvarez handed her the second copy. My name sat in bold black letters across the top line. Owner, Valerie Ann Porter. The color drained out of her face so fast I thought she might pass out on Mom's azaleas. Brad dropped the TV box on the grass and started yelling, "This is bullshit! We have rights!" The deputy calmly told him to lower his voice, or he would be next. Renee flipped through the pages, eyes getting wider with every signature. Mom's shaky but perfect handwriting, Carla the lawyer, the notary, the courthouse stamp. She looked up at me like I had grown a second head. "You did this behind my back?" I just said. "Mom asked me to." That was all. One of the movers looked at the deputy, looked at the deed, and said, "We're not getting paid by the hour, lady, but we ain't going to jail." They dropped Renee's leather sectional right there on the lawn and climbed back into the truck. Tires squealed as they peeled out. Neighbors started coming out. Mrs. Henderson stood on her porch with her phone up. Mr. Carter let his beagle pee on Renee's cardboard boxes while he filmed. Someone across the street went live on Facebook. I saw the little red dot blinking. Renee's daughter started crying. Her son kicked the recliner and screamed that this was supposed to be his new gaming room. Brad tried to grab the deed out of the deputy's hand and got warned again. Renee turned to me, mascara running, voice cracking. "You could have told me." I looked her dead in the eye and said, "You never asked." Deputy Alvarez gave them 30 minutes. Renee spent 29 of them sobbing on the porch steps while Brad threw stuff back into the U-Haul any which way. At exactly 4:17 p.m., I stepped over a pile of her throw pillows, slid Mom's new key into the brand new lock, and shut the door behind me. The click echoed down the whole street. I stood in Mom's quiet living room, still smelling her Avon lotion, and listened to the U-Haul pull away while half the neighborhood clapped from their yards. 6 months later, Maplewood Drive looks exactly the same, except now it's my name on the mailbox, and Mom's lavender cardigan still hangs in the front closet. Renee's big Facebook announcement vanished the same night the sheriff left. By morning, her entire profile was gone, account deactivated, like the last 5 years of her life never happened. Brad's F-150 got repossessed in May because they missed 3 payments after the moving truck fiasco. Last I heard, they're renting a 2-bedroom townhouse off I-77 in Charlotte with cardboard for curtains. Renee blocked every cousin, aunt, and neighbor who dared comment on her meltdown videos that are still floating around neighborhood groups. Nobody has heard from her since. I kept the house just the way Mom liked it. Same green floral couch, same lace curtains, same cookie jar shaped like a rooster. My boys come home every other weekend, and we grill out back where Mom used to grow tomatoes. Mrs. Henderson brings over zucchini bread every Sunday after church and still calls me the girl who finally set things right. Mr. Carter walks his beagle past the house every evening, gives me a thumbs up and says, "Quiet street again, Val." Some evenings I sit on the porch swing with a glass of iced tea and watch the same kids ride bikes that rode them when we were little. Nothing fancy, but it's mine, paid for, and peaceful. The best part? Every time I walk past the living room wall, I see the framed photo from Mom's last good day. She's sitting on that couch in the lavender cardigan, smiling at the camera, holding a little sign the nurse helped her write, "For Valerie, who never left my side." I hung it right where Renee's kids were jumping in that Facebook picture. Some mornings I make coffee, set a second mug on the table out of habit, and tell Mom good morning, and feel her smile back. The house never felt empty, not even for a day. Renee's old friends still message me sometimes asking if she's okay. I just send them the link to the viral video Mrs. Henderson posted, the one with 1.8 million views now, of the U-Haul pulling away while Renee sits crying on a pile of throw pillows. Most of them stop asking after that. Brad tried to call once from a new number, left a voicemail asking if I'd help them out with a loan until they get back on their feet. I saved it, played it for my boys, and we laughed until we cried. Then I blocked the number. People keep asking if I feel bad. I don't. Mom worked 43 years at the GM plant to pay off this little ranch. She raised us here, buried Dad here in the backyard flower bed like he wanted, and spent her last breath making sure the one daughter who showed up got to keep it. Turns out the law agreed with a dying woman's wishes more than it agreed with a Facebook post and a loud mouth. So here I am, 54 years old, drinking coffee on the same porch Mom rocked me on when I had chickenpox, listening to the same wind chimes she hung in 1989. Some fights take 30 years and one greedy sister to win, but when the dust settles and the sheriff drives away, peace tastes better than any inheritance ever could. Mom got the last word after all, and I get to live in it every single day. If this story made you pump your fist even once, hit that subscribe button right now and comment the name of the town or state you're watching from. Because I swear the best part of this channel is reading where all you good people are. Let's show the map some love tonight.